Time for the final of Players' Championship 15 here in Hildesheim. Both finalists looking to record their first floor victory of the year and become the 13th different winner of one of these events in 2025. Dave Chisnall looking for Players' Championship triumph number 19 of his career and 25. A 27th PDC title overall. And for the Polish Eagle, who was superb against Scott Williams in the last round, in a final 25. Of one of these events for the first time in over 2 years, where he went all the way and claimed his 7th Players' Championship title. But it's this man, Chizzy, who has a running average of a 25. Ton for the day, been so mightily impressive. It all started for him with a win over Barry Van Peer outside before a delightful display against Darius Labanauskas, where he hit the 9-darter and recorded a 108 average in a scintillating display. But what do these two players have left in the tank at this stage of the day, Matt Edgar?
Well, they're two players that have done this before, haven't they? They've gone through the system. They've got many titles. Someone's going to add to their CV. Dave Chisnall picking up 2 titles last year. Looking to get his first one of 2025.
96.
Krzysztof Ratajski. People may be surprised to see him at this stage because the form coming into this wasn't good, was it? He lost his last 8 matches in a row in regards to Players' Championship action. And 7 first-round defeats. He was building up a bit of a chain, and it was quite surprising because at the start of the year, he started off very strong, didn't he? Semi-final. Remember that game actually here in Hildesheim when he taken on Stephen Bunting, and they were both sort of around about the 105 average for the majority of the game. It looked like Ratajski was going to climb the ranks again in 2025, but maybe it was just delayed rather than stopped in regards to his progress.
Yes, Chizzy, who's first down to a finish in this one, but he'll have some pretty horrendous memories of 60. Recent meetings with Krzysztof Ratajski. He looks for his 136.
Yes.
Just asking a question, but yeah. 12 meetings overall, and
58.
Krzysztof Ratajski has won 9 of them. Only 3 times has Dave Chisnall managed to get the better of the Polish Eagle, and that includes, of course, the UK Open, their 1 meeting this year, and who
100.
could forget their contest at the match play last year. Ratajski, the 10-2 winner on that occasion. Chizzy
38.
missing the big number. It was difficult there, wasn't it, for him to
80.
force his way in, given where that first dart landed, the way his darts lie, for him to find a way through to that treble bed.
Yeah, my eyes were on the bullseye. I wouldn't have been surprised to see Ratajski look for the double ball. It's double 10 for Dave Chisnall. Yeah, double 5, chasing it round.
Game shot.
Wings it with the last dart in hand. Both players have had success in this building as well, haven't they, in regards to Pro Tour action. Dave Chisnall picking up a Pro Tour title here last year, 2024 in Hildesheim. Krzysztof Ratajski
100.
picking up a Hildesheim title back in 2019. It's one of those sort of games where when you look at these numbers and you look at the digits and the titles, and you'd say it's a very sort of 50-50 even split, but when you bring that head-to-head stat into play, it's quite surprising.
140.
Yeah, I was quite surprised when I reminded myself of that particular head-to-head record that they've got, but yeah, Chizzy really has been on it, hasn't he, today, over the course of the day's action here in Hildesheim. Of course, we know he's an absolute monster on the Euro Tour, but record 100. On the floor can't be overlooked either.
$95.
Now that a much more inviting dart there for Krzysztof Ratajski. No surprise to see the treble 20. Dave Chisnall will be hoping to put a couple there himself. But he had a 9-darter today, and he had the 170 finish.
145.
Not a bad attempt. Would have been for a break of throw as well.
Game shot.
But it's a hold for Krzysztof Ratajski, and it's actually he who needs a break, of course, in this match. But we've mentioned, Matt, Dave Chisnall's record in place championship events, Euro Tour events. I think you can probably see where my line of questioning is going. Do you think he is going to get an elusive major title in his career? I've always believed that he will, and I still believe that he will.
Yeah, he's come close, hasn't he? Players' Championship finals in 2016, Grand Slam final 2014, World Grand Prix twice, 2019 and 2013, World Masters 2016 and 2022. He's had plenty of opportunities. That doesn't include how close he's come in semi-finals as well.
100.
You've got to be brave, haven't you, to suggest that Dave Chisnall isn't going to pick one up, especially with the amount of sort of major broadcasted events we have now in a year, and the talent that Dave Chisnall clearly has, which has been fully on demonstration today. A daily average of over 100, a 9-darter. He can certainly mix it up. I would say
137.
I agree. You've got to be brave to say you won't.
Yeah, I think the majority of us as darts fans are astonished that it hasn't happened yet. Staying straight with the first dart, the priority gets even better than that. It is the bull for Krzysztof Ratajski.
105.
Well, Dave had a dart at the bull to break in the last leg. Krzysztof's had one there.
$62.
Ratajski gets another look. It's going to be at 888.
Game shot.
And he pins it. We said he needed a break, and he's got it.
Ironic, that had the vibe of the semi-final. Dave Chisnall just played against Danny Noppert, where Danny Noppert just missing a couple of those opportunities at the back end of legs, and Dave Chisnall stepping in and taking every chance that was presented. Kind of the opposite of what just happened there. Every time Dave Chisnall went behind in that semi-final, he kicked off with something big.
Well, the added motivation, of course, for Krzysztof Ratajski in this one, if he wins and he picks up the title,
60.
his first since 2023 on the floor, he will be inside the provisional spots for the match play. He'll knock Ricardo Pietreczko out, and he'll be the one who moves up to 16th. So a huge added bonus for him.
Probably would have started to write off his chances.
140.
Time was running out for Krzysztof Ratajski. One thing he's certainly done is put himself into the conversation now, regardless of the outcome of this match, where he started the day. If he didn't get a run going, if he did go out in the opening round like he has done 7 times in a row, it would have been £13,000 away from a place in the World Match Play. And it just tighten the screw and make some interesting decisions for the likes of Darryl Gurney, who opted to not attend here in Hildesheim.
And it is one dart at the ball for
61.
Dave Chisnall again. Agonisingly close.
Game shot.
And he is punished. Polish Eagle, who moves into a 3-1 lead. Well, he thought it was even better, didn't he? He thought it was a breaker throw, Krzysztof Ratajski.
Sign is just completely in the zone
60.
because when you're in that place and you're just in that flow, you sort of lose track of who throws first. It almost feels like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that sort of thing.
58.
It does send out a message to your opponent as well, doesn't it? Even though it's completely unintentional, your opponent's going to start thinking, right, he is there. He is completely on it.
135.
He's playing at such a high level today, Krzysztof Ratajski.
180.
And well into double figures for maximums over the course of event 15.
$42.
And a good time of year to start finding some form as well. Not only the World Match Play on the horizon, but also the World Cup, for which Krzysztof Ratajski will be representing Poland once again.
140.
Well, he thought he broke the throw with Dave Chisnall not long ago. He may be about to do so here.
$118.
Great recovery there for Dave Chisnall. Needed to find a couple of trebles to get down to a finish. And there's a lot of work to do here to hold on his throw, and that's provided Krzysztof Ratajski gives him the chance. Treble 18 for a dart at the bullseye.
And it is another dart at the bull at the end of a combination.
Game
This
shot.
time, Krzysztof Ratajski pins it. As easy as 1, 2, 3. And that one's going to hurt. You can see on Dave Chisnall's face there. He knows he is more than in a spot of bother in this one. He's playing well himself, Dave, in this contest.
97.
Almost looked like Ratajski was trying to fight back a smile there, didn't it?
He'll never allow it.
180.
Dave Chisnall won't allow himself just to get rolled over here in this final.
58.
But it is good to see, isn't it, the back injuries that Dave Chisnall had at the back end of last year, where he was really struggling to compete, and
180.
the way he towed the oki had to change. His stance was completely different. His throw was changing because even when he wasn't in pain, he said that
140.
he was really struggling in anticipation. Now, we've seen him hit 1-9 darter today.
Yes.
He's not going to add another one. Now, I'm not really sure why he had to stop and check that that dart was in the treble 20. It's not as if it was right in the
109.
corner. Just put him off slightly. He did actually do an exhibition on Friday night as well, where he had 8 perfect darts. And before throwing at double 12, he took about 12 minutes in between throwing it and then missed the double 12 for a 9.
Could be a 10 though here for Dave Chisnall. A great response to losing his throw. It is a 10 dart leg for Dave Chisnall. He's stepping it up, gets his throw back here against Krzysztof Ratajski. Ratajski not going to have everything his own way here. It's that power scoring, the key attribute of Dave Chisnall today. I think that's kind of been missing within his game
96.
in 2025.
Yeah, do you see any changes since, the back end of last year where he really struggled? The Grand Slam really stands out
93.
with the way he was throwing. And as I said, even when he wasn't in pain, he said he was just throwing in anticipation, almost, preparing for that pain to kick in. So it was changing everything.
It's exactly that point.
Yeah.
Exactly that point. Sometimes the
125.
injury isn't what it does to you physically, it's what it does to you mentally. It changes. You don't have the belief in yourself. You don't have that confidence in yourself. You feel that you could be let down at any moment.
100.
You don't feel like you sort of really commit. And yeah, certainly that anticipation. That is the worst thing to have when you throw in and you're just expecting to feel that pinch, or and that's what it tends to be. It's like a pinch or a burning sensation.
60.
The only thing he's burning up here, though, is that lead which Krzysztof Ratajski had. Just minutes ago,
96.
Ratajski 4-1 up, halfway to the title. All of a sudden, he's going to be back within one. If he can convert these 50 points.
100.
Yeah, and Krzysztof Ratajski hasn't really deviated from the level that he was showing. It's just that a ton wasn't enough for Dave Chisnall as he looks at tops.
Game shot.
Yeah, excellent stuff from Chizzy. Yeah, he was averaging a ton, Dave Chisnall. Found himself 4-1 down, so he thought, right, I better put 5-6 points on my average then. Simple as that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just did more trebles and more doubles. Job done.
$97. $99. $96.
Interesting. Majority of players there would have been over on the 18s in that section there for Krzysztof Ratajski.
$131.
Ends up getting himself out of that little bit of a mess that he caused.
Yeah, he confused himself slightly there, didn't he, Krzysztof Ratajski? But just about makes amends with his last dart.
98.
He's fortunate he found a treble with the second dart going down to the 19s. The 18s was the switch.
Do you know what? Normally players have to ask what they've got left, but such is the stare, the glare of Ratajski.
105.
You just look at him and people will give you the answer. I mean, this has to be one of the most unorthodox legs of darts we have ever witnessed. But he somehow got himself down to a double.
I think this is the most fitting shot here to end this leg, double 13.
Yeah.
Game shot.
That just somehow made sense that it was won on double 13.
Yeah, for a 13 dart leg as well.
The most important thing now, another leg on the board. 3 away from another title here
96.
on the Pro Tour.
$58.
7 Players Championship events, but also won a UK Open qualifier, which I would argue at times, certainly how it was played back in 2018 when Ratajski won it,
32.
arguably harder than the system we have now with the 128, because it was an extended field and it was a seeded field as well, which meant
100.
you'd have to win on sometimes 3 matches just to get to the ranking money. Ratajski would not have been a seed
90.
in 2018. He was actually a Challenge Tour player in 2018. A title on the Challenge Tour that year.
96. 140.
But full credit to Dave Chisnall, because he's not allowing Ratajski to feel comfortable in this situation, is he?
Game shot.
14 dart response gets him back to within one.
Sticking with him, but needs to find a breaker throw, and
180.
Krzysztof Ratajski not willing to offer any opportunities or inroads onto his throw. What a time to get your second maximum of the game.
59. $83. 60. 134.
Beautiful leg. Power scoring from Krzysztof Ratajski. Dave Chisnall way back here. Ratajski time on his side.
140.
Open that gap back up again. Loves the double 16.
72.
Can't pin it there, but as you said, he loves that segment of the board, so missing outside, perfect for him. Will return with 3 in hand.
119. Game
And
shot.
only needs the 1 this time, a 13 darter. This is such an excellent display from Krzysztof Ratajski. As you can see there, not a great deal between them in the averages.
Yeah, real quality final here from
59.
2 multiple time winners on the Pro Tour. But as we get into the business end of this game, all those little slips, the 59 there from Dave Chisnall, they're
81.
amplified. You make the mistakes early on, you may have time to recover. However, that time is now starting to slip away.
96. 97. 85.
'Nice marker. That's where Ratajski wants it. Bottom wire of the treble.
100.
That's why I'll be disappointed with that last dart. Would have expected to have come away with the 140. That would have been from the very first throw. Needs to move away here.
100.
He does, but is Krzysztof Ratajski going to be on something more makeable?
96. 57.
Already taken out of finishing this game of similar range, Krzysztof Ratajski. Needs the 1 treble. For a dart at the ball.
82.
Yeah, and that was quite some way off, wasn't it, from Krzysztof Ratajski? That was to move within 1 of the match.
An excited dart,
Yeah.
we'll call that one.
A bit of adrenaline.
We'll be back.
32.
He makes a bit of a mess of that one. Ratajski to put himself a leg away from the title.
Game shot.
And he does exactly that. In fairness to Dave Chisnall, he's not made too many errors like that, has he, in this match? It's been a really high-quality affair. But Ratajski has just been that little bit more consistent.
This is where that head-to-head record could come into play, because he may be feeling that Ratajski just finds that bit extra in these head-to-head clashes. And what a performance it has been from Ratajski today, to be a leg away from the title after 8 defeats 59 in a row on the Pro Tour. That shows some real mental quality.
Yeah, 8 defeats on the trot, and then he gets to the quarterfinals against Ross Smith, and you're looking at his recent
81
record in quarterfinals, had lost his previous 5. So put an end to that particular bad run as well. And now looking to make the first Players' Championship final in over 2 years.
What timing this would be for a title. As we mentioned, that World Match Play race, he was well outside. And all of a sudden could put himself in that 32nd position. It's all about Krzysztof Ratajski. He's down to a finish, a gettable finish, a potential 2-darter to pick up Players' Championship Event 15. Chizzy's doing his part. He's leaving it handy. He's leaving himself in range. Over to you, Krzysztof Ratajski.
And it is a match start for Krzysztof Ratajski. He manages to pin it, and look at that reaction. Elation for the Polish Eagle, who surges to an 8th Players' Championship title. He extends his tremendous record against Dave Chisnall with a superb performance and an even better reaction. A high-quality final from both players, but for the first time since April 2023, Krzysztof Ratajski puts himself in the provisional spots for the match play with a first win, as I mentioned, since 2023. Over 2 years it has been, and let's hear from him now if he's managed to calm himself down.
Krzysztof Ratajski, congratulations. It looks and sounds as if you enjoyed winning that.
Yeah.
Talking to that.
Yeah, I was really enjoyed. I just see my average. It was in the final, 101. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good game. So I'm so happy. I can't imagine how I'm happy now.
This is your first title for nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
That's a long wait, especially for a guy who you were very used to winning and winning and winning. What's this last 2 years been like for you?
Yeah, it was difficult time for me. I have a health problem, around problems, but and my dad wasn't good in this time. Sometimes was good, but very times I don't have lucky, and I play good and I lose matches. Today I play not very special. Sometimes it was enough I must play very good to win. It was very close. Many matches was closed, but I played and I won. So it is very valuable for me.
You played brilliantly in the final and needed to against Ross
Semi-final
Smith. And Jemai Herrick. I think you were 4-1 down and came back to win.
Yeah, I was 4-1 down in the one match. I was 3-0 in first one. So it was difficult tournament for me, and I'm very happy I did it.
You've just won all your games today. The previous 7 Players' Championship finals,
yeah,
you'd gone out in round 1. Now you'd played some good stuff. You didn't have some luck, but
many times I played very good. Yeah, and 7 in a row I lost. So it was very hard for me, but it is a dart. Every time, even if you play very good over 100, even you can lose. So it is that.
Well, today's win puts you into the spots for the World Match Play.
Yeah.
Now, only just. But that is enormous for you,
it's
isn't it?
close. Yeah, I know. I have in my back on my head that it is a long way to go to the match play. So here today is a very big first step.
And with a tournament tomorrow as well, this is a huge chance for you to potentially. I mean, you're playing really well this year. Yes, you had all those first round exits, but you must feel like your game is better than it's been for probably a couple of years. Is that fair?
No, my game is. I feel my game is really good. I felt it the last few months. Not every tournament, but many times I lose with really good average, near to 100 or even over 100, and I also lose first round. So I knew every time my game is okay, but it's only a little lucky. Today was a big lucky because I was 4-1 down, 3-0-3 down, so.
Well, look, you've got a lot to look forward to. The match play, obviously, there's still more work to do. But the World Cup of Darts coming up as well. If you're in form again, ittle be Sebastian, I think you're playing with this year. Is that right?
No, in this moment is.
Was it Radek? It'll be Radek. There we go. So
with Radek Szagański.
But that's going to be an exciting tournament. Obviously, no Van Gerwen there.
Hope.
We don't know if England are going to work together, but Poland could be very dangerous.
Maybe another record.
Maybe another world record.
Yeah.
Well, look, Krzysztof Ratajski, an 11th PDC title for the Polish Eagle, the greatest player that Poland
11?
ever. 11 in total. Couple of Euro Tours, UK Open qualifier, and 8 of these. Congratulations. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow for the next Players' Championship event. This man could push himself further into the World Match Play spots.
Thank you.